Kia ora tātou, nau mai, hara mai, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Can I acknowledge my two parliamentary colleagues who are here, the Honourable Tariana Turia, who worked with me and I worked with her as Minister and Associate Minister of Health, and I too acknowledge the work that Tariana has done in cigarette and smoking cessation. It's been fantastic for New Zealand. And I have to say, built on work that started under Helen Clark in 1989 and was continued under Labour governments, and I might personally believe would not have continued under this government if Tariana hadn't been here. I also want to acknowledge Kevin Hay. Kevin and I spent a lot of time on platforms together, and you need to know that we're pretty well aligned when it comes to health policy. I want to congratulate you for bringing forward the policy brief and setting out recommendations. I've gone through the recommendations, and I can say that I'm able to tick them all, except I want to, in government, to look at the taxation on sugary drinks, because I think you made a really good point. It is sugar, and you see it from the pile of sugar that is there. So I want to, and I'm prepared to regulate, as we have in the past, particularly around tobacco, the work that we did in tuck shops and schools when we were in government, and I'm prepared for us to do that. But I want to look at how we apply that in terms of, as you said, the new tobacco. If anyone else in this room knows about Rob's presentation, it is me. I spent 15 years as a school dental nurse and did many of those extractions. Fortunately, we do have fewer children with caries in many parts of New Zealand, but we have high levels of dental decay in areas where there is low income, poorer families, vulnerable families, and they definitely would be very much part of any program that I would be wanting to implement as a Minister of Health. I just want to say that I think there's one other thing we could add to your policy brief, and that is the success of an international drive to reduce sugar. And the success for tobacco, at the end of the day, was the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, which the WHO Framework Convention, which I was fortunate enough to be the one that agreed to and then signed. And it has been the driving force around the globe for changes in tobacco consumption. I would like us perhaps propose that there is a new framework convention on sugar control and sugar, not only sugary drinks, but sugar that is put in food that people don't even know that is there. If you pick up peanut butter that kids love on their toast in the morning and count how many teaspoons of sugar that is in peanut butter, or the cereals that children eat every day and mum and dad think they're doing a great job because they're giving them cereals, and we've got the food pyramid and there's cereal. It is packed full of many teaspoons of sugar. So I would like us, perhaps New Zealand, to propose that there is an international drive to reduce and remove sugar from the diet. And maybe, Rob, that's something that we could talk to your mother and father about and their connections to the WHO. Knowing how hard it is to get things on the agenda, the time is right when you look at the WHO's own comments that they've made about the impact of sugar, and the fact that over 80 million people living in the developed world today are dying of non-communicable diseases, things like coming from obesity, cardiovascular disease, stroke, cancers, respiratory disease and diabetes. The time is right. So thank you very much for your work, Fizz and the group, and I accept these with pleasure.